I'm the only Democrat in my family. I grew up in a conservative part of Pennsylvania, and I grew up and I know and I love people that voted for President Trump. But they are not fascists. They're not Nazis. They're not trying to destroy the Constitution, those things. And that's part of another thing. I refuse to call people Nazis or fascists, or I would never compare anybody to Hitler and those things. And now that kinds of extreme rhetoric is going to continue. We're going to be more likely in resulting in extreme kind of outcomes and political violence and doing all these kinds of things like Charlie Kirk. For me, all I could say is like, let people grieve. Give people the space. I'm not going to use that terrible thing and that Pasek assassination to make my argument and try to put out my views. It's like, my God, you know, he's a father that had his neck blown out by a bullet. And now people have forgotten. President Trump was, in my state, was shot in the head. And if that would have, could you imagine where our nation would be if he was hit in the same way with Kirk? We really got to turn the temperature down. And we can agree to disagree on these kinds of things. But right now, shutting down the government, I just can't take it that.
Do you think Harris could have gotten a deal with Hamas?
Well, I mean, you know, you brought up a good point. I think I was the only Democrat early on to give President Trump credit for the peace deal. Why wouldn't you?
Do you think Harris could have gotten it?
Well, again, I don't know. She's not the president. But where I'm at right now, it's like, ask any of the hostages or their families. They think President Trump was a hero and he deserves, you know, the kind of deal for that thing. I think that was really a remarkable development.
Do you think Harris could have got him out?
No. I think it's a silly question.
It's a what?
I think it's a silly question.
Wait. You agree it's a silly question?
That's why they're clapping. Okay. They're clapping because they...
Security. Right here.
I think the most important point is just realizing who did it, not hypothetically or anything. I'm saying it's like, here's what happened, and there are actual.
They saying Trump is the president we needed. They're saying to hell with that lady. I'll sum it up for you. They're saying Trump was meant to be president for this exact moment and time that we are living in. Love or hate the man. And Senator Hoodie got his doggone hoodie on. Oh man, Senator Hoodie. Senator Fetterman has his hoodie on. And he is live on stage calling out his own party, praising Trump, defending Trump supporters. Wow. Even honoring Charlie Kirk. God bless Senator Fetterman. Roll that beautiful intro.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey. Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. When you try to kill we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. John Fetterman just left the Democrat Party live on stage. Oh boy. No, and guess what? Guess what? He has his hoodie on. Senator Hoodie. Told y'all about Senator Hoodie, man. Y'all be ready. Senator Hoodie back at it again. He just won't stop. I'm ready. We all ready for that announcement. I am now an independent. The party has left me. We ready. We ready, John? John, get them pancakes right, hot and ready in the morning. How you like it? You like waffles or you like pancakes? We'll throw the biscuits and gravy on the side. and your hash browns and your grits. How you like it? How you like it, John? John, how you like it? Now, Senator Hoodie, I like to call him Senator Hoodie. Y'all know why I like to call him Hoodie? Because hell, look what he got on. He got on his hoodie. Look at this picture. Everybody has on suits. You know, he's in up here with Chris. He's in with Stephen A. Smith. Everybody got on nice suits. Look what Senator Hoodie has on. Look what John Fetterman has on. Look what Senator Fetterman has on. A hoodie. It don't stop right here. It don't stop. But as you can see, they are clip farming the crap out of John Fetterman right now and has broke the internet. Everybody's posting them. I mean, right,
I'm the only Democrat.
Right and left. People are posting him all over the internet. It has broke. So let's get into some of these clips. Let me know what y'all think. You know, this one says Fetterman just blew up Democrats' a shutdown narrative right here. Oh boy.
That's why shutting the government is really what the Democratic Party wants to do. And I follow country, then party. And it's the wrong thing for the country in a period of chaos. I refuse to vote to shut our government down. I absolutely would love to have I would love to have a conversation about extending the tax credits for health care. Absolutely. But I would remind everybody, too, this was designed by the Democratic Party to expire at the end of the year. This is not something taken by the Republicans. They were designed to expire. Now, let's have a conversation to extend it and not shut our government down.
And I believe this live event was also televised, and we need things like, shout out to News Nation for this. For these sit-down live events, you know, of people that's coming together, people who agree to disagree, you know, people that are on the left side, this side, and we just sit down and have this great conversation. And I believe they took questions from the audience. I mean, I'm telling you, man, we need things like, and you can already see what people are saying. Democrats are pissed off with John Fetterman right now. Oh boy. You know, and I started the show with a very important one when Fetterman says, "I know and love people who voted for President Trump. They are not fascists. They are not Nazis. They're not trying to destroy the Constitution." Can the rest of the party say this, please? Charlie Kirk is a father that had his, blown out by a bullet. Trump was in my state, got shot in the head. Can you imagine where our nation would be if Trump was hit like Charlie Kirk? We really got to turn the temperature down. Shout out to John Fetterman, man. You know, and then dropping truth bombs on his own party about the government shutdown. You know, and then he also says President Trump swept Pennsylvania and the swing states because Democrat extremism is getting worse by the day. Check this out.
Well, if you're thinking about winning the election, and so now that's all going to come down to 7 or 8 states. And that's really that matters. And I would like to remind everybody, because we all know that Trump ran the table, all of those kinds of states. And now you can't ever forget, these are the states that are going to determine who's going to be the next administration. And now a lot of the things, the extremism that people turned their back in 24, and that's how we kind of came up short. I campaigned for thousands and thousands of miles across Pennsylvania for Vice President Harris. And it was going to be incredibly difficult. You could just feel the energy there. And people really have connected there at a very fundamental level. And that's what I tried to explain to my party. And I'm trying to explain to the party right now. It's like, this is why we lost. And this is where we need to be to continue to win for these things. And there are parts of extreme things emerging clearly on those things. And that's why I refuse to follow that, even if that is going to cost me support in parts of the base.
Do you think Harris could have gotten a deal with Hamas?
I mean, you brought up a good point. I think I was the only Democrat early on to give President Trump credit for the peace deal.
Ooh, what a question. I mean, we're having questions like this from the man sitting beside him and also the audience, and we're just keeping it real, man. This is what needs to be happening, you know? But you know what? I don't know, baby. Democrats, they still won't get it. I promise you, family. They still won't get it, you know? And he was the only Democrat to come out first. I mean, there later on, some more Democrats did come out, and let their ego and pride go and praise President Trump, and but some of these Democrats are even saying we will also nominate President Trump for a Nobel Peace Prize if he, did what he did, if the peace plan goes through, And a lot of them that were saying that, a lot of them are actually quiet right now. I wonder why. You got people live on television saying, I will put on a MAGA hat if Trump did what he did. In which he did. I will put on a MAGA hat on a liberal show. Yeah, I'm talking about that heifer on The View. The Spew, Alyssa Farr Griffin. Tell you, man. But I'll tell you, these people are frauds, man. And they're so Trump deranged, And it just kills me how they blame the man for everything. The last 4, 10, 15, 20 years, it's all Trump's fault. Biden's economy, Trump's fault. Thinking things that happen overnight, that everything will go down on day one. Well, Trump said this, well, Trump said that. Yeah, I mean, hey. But do you think it's going to happen overnight? Well, it's Trump's fault. It's still Trump's fault. Trump is supposed to just wave his magic finger in a flick of a button. He's Trump. Come on now. I tell you. Well, that man said, would you think would Kamala would have made a deal like Trump? Everybody like, hell no, no. I tell you, man. But when Fetterman said this, he brings the Kennedy senators to complete silence as he delivers an emotional message on stage. And again, we played this already. I want y'all to hear it again, though. I really want people to hear this again.
I'm the only Democrat in my family. I grew up in a conservative part of Pennsylvania, and I grew up and I know and I love people that voted for President Trump. But they are not fascists. They're not Nazis. They're not trying to destroy the Constitution and those things. And that's part of another thing. I refuse to call people Nazis or fascists, or I would never compare anybody to Hitler and those things. And now that kinds of extreme rhetoric is going to continue. We're going to be more likely in resulting in extreme kind of outcomes and political violence and doing all these kinds of things like Charlie Kirk. For me, all I could say is like, let people grieve. Give people the space. I'm not going to use that terrible thing and that Pasek assassination to make my argument and try to put out my views. It's like, my God, he's a father that had his neck blown out by a bullet. And now people have...
He was a father. He was a husband, Things like that happen, man. Common ground. We put politics aside. We keep politics out of it, There was a reason why millions, billions of people around the world love Charlie Kirk. Agreed to disagree. Even tons of Democrats love Charlie Kirk. But we don't mock and celebrate a man's death. We don't care what side you're on. We don't care if you believe in the boogeyman. Y'all took everything the man said out of context, tried to make him seen as such an evil, a plain racist. Call him bigot, fascist, and everything above and all and above. You know, but that's what they've done to us conservatives, you know. And I'm here to call it out for what it is. I want to send a huge shout out to John Fetterman for saying that. I really do, you know. What else is it?
For the country, then you go after him, right?
Yeah, well, it's like that's why shutting the government is really what the Democratic Party wants to do. And I follow country, then party, and it's the wrong thing for
He is calling his party out, boy.
the country in a period of chaos. I refuse to vote to shut our government down. I absolutely would love to have.
Wow.
By the Republicans. They were designed to expire. Now let's have a conversation to extend it and not shut our guy.
He is calling his party out, boy. I love it. I'm here for it. Man.
Well, I mean, you know, you brought up a good point. I think I was the only Democrat early on.
Do you think Harris could have gotten a deal with Hamas?
Well, I mean, you know, you brought up a good point. I think I was the only Democrat early on to give President Trump credit for the peace deal. Why wouldn't you?
Do you
I mean,
think
that's
Harris could have gotten it?
Well, again, I don't know. She's not the president, but where I'm at.
Yeah. People are saying no. Oh no, hell no. You can see it all over the internet. They're like, nah, Biden and that lady there, nah. They would have laughed and shit the bag and didn't know where they were at. You know. It'll still be going on right now. You know, and then they'll come out and say it was a cheap fake and a deep fake. We don't know what's going on. We're trying. Something will be done soon. Keep the faith. And she'll walk out on stage, laugh, and go back inside the thing.
Right now, it's like, ask any of the hostages or their families. They think President Trump was a hero and he deserves, you know, the kind of deal for that thing. I think that was really a remarkable development.
Do you think Harris could have got him out?
No.
No. Stephen A is officially red pill. Stephen A is officially is done with the Democrats. He's done. I told you, he has made such a huge flip these last couple of weeks of calling the Democrat Party out, man. And I know how we feel about Stephen A and how he wants to play both sides. And again, you know what he represents from you know, a sportscaster and again, we know how Stephen A is gonna play this, but I honestly think maybe he might actually go. He's been getting really heavy into the politic, you know, type of thing. I think he actually might try to shoot for running. I don't know. What do y'all think? I know it's kind of a laughing stock, and it's kind of not when you think about a lot of things, you know. But I wouldn't be surprised to see his name come up, and a lot of people coming to support him on a ballot. I'm just saying. I might sound crazy for saying that, but hey, the way he's been sounding lately.
I think it's a silly question.
It's a what?
I think it's a silly question.
Him too.
Wait.
Come on too. I'm serious.
Do you agree?
But they're saying hell no to Kamala Harris achieving peace. They're saying hell no.
It's a silly question.
That's why they're clapping. They're clapping because they.
Security. Right here.
I think the most important point is just realizing who did it, not hypothetically or anything. I'm saying it's like, here's what happened, and there are actual members of my party that have refused to even acknowledge that this was significant. You know, and that's for me where it's like, hey, you know, our politics might be different, but this was a significant development.
Okay.
And now also it's what Israel was able to accomplish. You know, they had to neutralize Hamas, Hezbollah, Houthis, and Iran. And also another thing, the Iranian nuclear facilities. I mean, like, I was the only Democrat that supported you.
Do you think Harris could have got?
She said no. I'm gonna retweet it. I gotta repost it. I have to, y'all. You know, I have to do it, man. But God bless John Fetterman. You know, for you know, just keeping it real and also honoring Charlie Kirk live on stage, you know, and defending Trump supporters. This is where we're at in this country, man. You know. But John Fetterman, yet again, nuking his own party. It's sad when the sole voice of reason out of 200 Democrats.
That's why shutting the government is really what the Democratic Party wants to do.
Man, calling out his party. Boy, look, someone says F Featherman. Look, people on the left are calling out Featherman. I'm telling you, man, prayers for Featherman, y'all. You know, because when you come out like this, you know, the lunatics that are for your side, on your side, they will turn against you effective immediately. You know, when you just come out and have sense, like Featherman is just coming out and having sense and being real, man. God bless John Featherman, man. Once again, breaking the internet. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comment section down below. I love you guys. God bless you all and your family. And I will catch y'all in the next one, man. Peace and love, family.